The Singer Heavy Duty 4452 sewing machine has a stitch that easily can be turned into a mending stitch. We actually used it earlier when stitching elastic down. It's the multiple point zigzag. So if you're on the straight stitch collection here, it's 2 clicks to the right. It is one of the black stitches. For stitch length, we're going to come down into the 1 or less stitch length. I'll show you why when we sew. And I want the most width, so go all the way up to a stitch width of 6. So if you have to do mending, and you don't have to tell anybody that your machine can do any mending at all. I mean, sometimes I just say I can't. But we're talking about, you end up with some kind of rip, some hole in some fabric. You want to get it put back together. So we're going to use some thread that you can see, but of course you would use some thread that matches. Next, you need to have something behind the opening. So whether that's another piece of fabric, like I'm going to do right here, or it's a piece of interfacing, something's got to be placed underneath for these stitches to form over. Now, since I kind of cut it this way, I'm going to turn my fabric to go along here. So this multiple point zigzag, it's going to stitch, 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 and then back and forth lots of times. So the idea is to bring this close enough together so it really fills in as we come down. Now, after we come down past where the rip or opening ends, we're going to hold the reverse button down and then work our way kind of down and then over and down and over. So kind of like an N shape as we go back and forth, overlapping some of those stitches so it is well held together. So usually I'll start kind of in the upper part of where I need to begin and usually off to one side. So as that first row of stitches might just barely kind of catch. Now I can kind of see that those stitches are still pretty open. So I'm going to shorten the stitch length. I'm going closer to right between 0 and 1. See if I get the stitches. Oh yeah, I like that. So I'm kind of stitching down and then I'm going to touch and hold the reverse button. And I might kind of just start to angle my fabric so I'm not going directly over what I stitched. And then let go and then kind of maneuver my way down. Hold the reverse button down, come back. This will give you a great idea how it goes. And if your rip was actually bigger, it's no big deal. You just kind of keep going. And again, when this matches, you don't even see where the stitches take place. And guaranteed, that is a very secured area.